So I can feel the energy building, which is great. It shows that we've moved to sort of from coming to a recognition of where we sit and all that's at stake to thinking about what we can do about it. And our last panel was a really great demonstration of how even in very disparate municipalities with really different contexts in this region, there's still quite a bit of room to chart a course forward. So you are going to get a chance to discuss with some help from students at your tables, some ideas that you might have for solutions, and then you're going to provide some of those solutions to our final panel of the afternoon. But before we move to that, I'd like to point to another path to solutions, which is currently being charted by the Real Estate Foundation of BC. And so to introduce this new project from the Real Estate Foundation of BC is Dr. David Hendrickson, who is also an SFU alumnus, a graduate from the Geography Department, and a grants manager with the Real Estate Foundation. So, David.
Thanks very much, Meg. So, Real Estate Foundation of BC, we believe in challenging the status quo. We believe in innovation and leadership, and we believe in transforming land use attitudes, practices, and behaviors. And how do we do that? We actually do that through you. How many have bought real estate in British Columbia before? Raise the hands. Thank you. Every transaction, real estate transaction, you put a deposit down. 30 days it sits in the income trust account. We get the interest from that deposit, and we chase around every transaction in British Columbia. We're the first jurisdiction in British Columbia, in North America to do that, and Alberta has now followed. So it's a pretty cool model. So we have been working on the sustainable built environment as a focus area and a lot of research lately. When we're talking about sustainable built environment, looking at land use patterns, transportation systems, diverse housing types, and smarter, hopefully less expensive building and infrastructure. We commissioned a consulting firm called Modus to carry out research over the past year, looking at the state of the built environment in BC. They also created a synthesis of findings, and these are all on our website. I encourage you to take a look because I think from our perspective, this has been the most comprehensive analysis done in BC over the last 10 plus years. We also commissioned McAllister Research to do a poll, 1,700 people around BC's, the public, on what their perceptions of the sustainable built environment are. The good news, there is good news, is that we've been doing some good things in central cities like Vancouver, like Surrey, here in New Westminster. Metro Vancouver Regional Growth Strategy. Some innovations with stormwater management. And there have been some bright lights with technologies, electric vehicles, LED lighting, some technology in green buildings. That's the good news. There have been a lot of challenges, though. And the biggest one is that we've really stagnated moving towards sustainability in BC over the last 10, 15 years. And despite what you hear, our GHG emissions are increasing substantially. We use some of the most water per capita in the world. And we have this, which we've heard all day today about this transportation planning is really weakening. And we continue to rely on the single occupancy vehicle. We have a crisis around our housing, and energy performance is just going too slow. Within the public opinion research that we did, very interesting, and I encourage you again to look. 61% say that BC needs more smart growth, but 20% say they need more compact communities, and only 13% are support high-density communities. So what does this really mean? I'm going to just share with you a busy slide, but all I want you to pay attention to is the dark green bars at the top. Sorry. In the first one, I don't have my glasses here. Energy efficiency, that's the top bar, 73%. Green buildings. The public resonate with these words, okay? They don't resonate with words like carbon neutral. So let's not use carbon neutral. The second lines, smart growth, 61%. Yet we've stopped using the words and terminology smart growth, and we've talked a lot about compact communities for the past 10 years. But guess what? The public, they either don't support it, that those words do not resonate with them. So as planners, why do we continue to use this terminology? We heard from Peter Fassbender this morning about the Massey Bridge. Well, guess what? 44% of BC public, they want more roads, bridges, and parking. Urban sprawl, only 12% don't. So the lessons learned from this, the public is really sensitive about language. And as geographers, planners, policy people, we have to become much more savvy in our use of language. And there's a lot of work here to do in terms of breaking this down, deconstructing what we mean. Big shifts. So within our research, a few broad brush strokes of things that we need to do more of. We need to align the financial rules with sustainability objectives. This is nothing new. But until we do this, we're really just shuffling around the chairs on the Titanic. We all know this. But this means full cost analysis, life cost assessments, and really integrating the true costs of things into our proformers. We need to coordinate more with nonprofits and other stakeholders, and we have to increase the public support and awareness around smart growth. And social finance is another area. In the US, they raise $1 billion in bonds for a subway line. Why can't we do this here in Canada? Social impact bonds, another big trend. So looking at more precise interventions, we have to increase the gap between transportation and land use. We need a green retrofit strategy, and we need to scale up sustainable practices. Not just pilot projects, but how do we mainstream that into everyday, day-to-day business. And we also have to add some high-profile sizzle to some of our sustainability projects. Make them sexy, make them exciting, and engage the public on them. Finally, I wanted to talk about what we're proposing to do at the Real Estate Foundation. We can talk about collaboratives. either led by funded organizations, philanthropic organizations such as the Real Estate Foundation, but also thought leaders around the province. And we want to aim for linking these two collective impact initiatives. What is collective impact? It is going through everything from information sharing to aligning values and a vision, to really sharing and having a strategic, coordinated approach towards meaningful impact in the built environment. Because what's been happening is there's been a project over here, there's been something over here, these people don't talk to each other, and we've been doing everything at piecemeal, and there has to be a more concerted effort for moving forward. So finally, I just wanted to share a couple examples of what this could look like. One is from Ontario, and it's Canadian Partnership for Children's Health and Environment. And you can see how you have different stewardship groups on different issues. You have a secretariat, but you have a shared vision and people communicating with each other and everybody moving in the right direction. This is an example of something that's working, and we're proposing that BC needs something like this. One final example, what we've been doing in freshwater work, another of our focus areas. At the top, on the national level, we have information sharing, but then on the regional levels, we have alignment and coordination, strategic collaboration, and collective impact. And this takes a backbone organization to coordinate it, but once people get talking to each other, different groups, different initiatives can be going and doing their own thing. And this would be involving funding, philanthropic organizations, government agencies, utilities, real estate developers, the private industry. And that's our vision for moving toward a more sustainable region. In a couple hours, the Vancouver Canucks are rolling the dice to look at getting that #1 draft pick. That might increase the social capital in this region, but really we need you to come together with us and others to really look at strengthening a sustainable built environment in BC. Thank you.